Good evening. We're going to begin tonight with the first defense from a man who was blamed in part for not stopping the Parkland, Florida shooting. Former Deputy Scott Peterson has taken a public beating over his failure to confront the Florida high school shooter. Now the one-time School Resource Officer of the Year is speaking out, explaining what he did and did not do. Here's Manuel Bojorquez.
He wasn't a brave guy. Under pressure, he choked.
The president again today criticized former school resource deputy Scott Peterson for not entering the building where the shooting happened and confronting the gunman. Peterson is now fighting back. In a statement, his attorney said the first call Peterson received was of firecrackers and not gunfire. And when he actually heard shots, he believed they were coming from outside. And consistent with his training, Mr. Peterson took up a tactical position between two buildings. A radio transmission about a possible victim by the football field, quote, served to confirm Mr. Peterson's belief that the shooter or shooters were outside. But with more than 100 rounds fired over 6 minutes, Jeff Bell, president of the Union for Broward County Deputies, questions Peterson's claims.
With that information, you know where those rounds are being fired from. You better get your butt inside that building, because it doesn't matter if you engage that shooter and you actually kill the shooter. There are plenty of circumstances and past scenarios where shooters have simply just given up because they saw a uniformed police officer making entry.
The sheriff's office said it was also investigating unconfirmed reports that 3 other deputies stayed outside and whether 2 of 16 calls about suspect Nicholas Cruz's behavior before the shooting were properly handled. Governor Rick Scott has now called for a state investigation, and more than 70 Republican state lawmakers signed a letter urging the governor to suspend Sheriff Scott Israel. The sheriff refuses to step down.
I could only take responsibility for what I knew about it.
Student activists and their supporters are keeping the focus on pushing for stricter gun laws. Survivors returned to campus yesterday ahead of the start of classes.
I want to walk into school with my head held high because I know that's what they would have wanted.
Classes are set to resume Wednesday with a half-school day and grief counselors on hand. Teachers have already been allowed to return to the campus to prepare. Jeff?
Manny, thank you very much.